What's going on, everybody? Sal Capaccio here. Welcome to another Thursday night watch party. Yes, usually Thursday night football, and of course, that's what we have tonight. Got a big game on tap. We're all going to be watching here tonight. The Bengals at the Ravens means a lot in the AFC, so we'll be keeping a big eye on that. But right now, I'm watching the Buffalo Sabres up 2-0 on the New York Rangers as well. I mean, how about the Sabres, all right? I mean, obviously not the greatest start, trying to find their way, had a few wins, come back the other way, but they're in New York against a very good Rangers team. They've actually had some pretty good success at Madison Square Garden, and tonight so far up 2-0, I believe. I can see my producer Colin backstage. Is it Dylan Cousins who scored the second goal? Colin, is that who it was? All right, I got that right there. And Rasmus Dahlin on the first goal, that was a soft one that Shesterkin let in. So we're watching two different games tonight. We got the Bengals and the Ravens. We got the Sabres and the Rangers. Sabres up 2-0 right now. Bengals and Ravens about to kick off in just about 4 minutes from now. I have two excellent guests tonight. Going to get to them in a little while. Going to have Alexa Ross in. Alexa's amazing. She was in Rochester covering the Bills for a while at News 8, and then she went to Indianapolis, and yep, the Bills are playing the Colts this weekend, so we're going to have Alexa on. She's also a big Philly sports nut, so we'll talk to her about all things Indy and Philly sports. And then my guy, Carl Jones. Not only is he my guy here in Buffalo at WIVB-TV Channel 4, where I do Buffalo Kickoff Live with Josh Reed and Matt Perino and Tim Graham and the gang, but also Carl's a former Syracuse University football player, and Syracuse is having an outstanding season. And Saturday, they take on the Boston College Eagles to try and get another win, bowl eligible for Fran Brown and company. So we got all of that going on. I also have two very important messages and announcements for everybody, all right? Now, I know we have a few hundred people coming in right now. We've been up to 3,000 live viewers the last few weeks. I love it. Thank you so much. While that's been happening, we've also been directing people and getting a lot more, subscribers on the YouTube channel. Folks, 6 more till 10,000. I need 6 subscribers on the YouTube channel to get to 10,000. You see it right there. Sal Sports on YouTube, at Sal Sports on YouTube. I need 6 more subscribers to get to 10,000 subscribers. Let's do it. It's been something I've been after for a while. I've been asking you to do it. Let's go. At Sal Sports. No doubt about it. Try it. It'll be great for you to get content for Sal's house. We got a lot of things going on. Always game day in Buffalo with me and Matt Bove as well. In the meantime, not only is it blowing up on social media, but everybody wants to be a part of Sal's house, and I don't blame them because we're doing some great things here. Want to welcome in the newest sponsor to Sal's house starting this week, right now, TSE Buffalo. You know all about TSE Buffalo, Total Sports Entertainment in Buffalo. All your signings, merchandise, players going in. We did a great show out at TSE last weekend at Wings Meeting Place for TSE, I should say. Now they're an official sponsor here on Sal's house, and we got more events planned. We're going to be taking the show on the road, going to places where former Bills, current Bills are going to be signing, doing a whole bunch of stuff, giving away stuff. We're going to be giving away signed merchandise here on the program. I cannot wait. It's awesome. Thank you so much for TSE Buffalo. TSEbuffalo.com is where you need to go to check out all their merchandise, all their events that are going on. And of course, the sponsors have been with me for a while. From the beginning, Sports City Buffalo, Sports City Pizza Pub, 1407 Niagara Street. Great wings, great pizza, great environment, watching all the games, whether it's the Sabres right now, Thursday night football, NBA, NHL, doesn't matter. It's all at Sports City Pizza Pub. They have all different flavors of wings you're going to love. And Buffalogo and Buffalogo.com. Eric and his team over there at Buffalogo doing some great things. They partnered with Western New York Heroes last week. They put a line out for veterans. They partnered with Khalil Shakir. You can go check out that line as well. There's so much going on at Buffalogo.com. So many different great shirts, golf shirts for me in the summer, some hoodies, everything you need, buffalogo.com. All right, real quickly, some housekeeping items on the Bills. Went to practice today. Keon Coleman was at practice. He didn't practice, though. He did team stretch, and then he went over off the side with trainers. Interesting, he did not have a brace on or a wrap on his wrist, his right wrist or his left wrist or anything. Didn't have anything on, so his wrist. So that's encouraging. But he also didn't practice. The only player on the team that did not practice on Thursday was Keon Coleman. I don't think it's trending towards him playing, but it is trending towards him maybe not missing significant time, which would obviously be great news. So we'll keep an eye on that tomorrow on the final injury report. Sean McDermott will join me on the Extra Point Show on WGR Sports Radio 550 to give us that. The other wide receivers, though, Still banged up are Amari Cooper, who was limited. Still not sure where that's going to go. He's still wearing a pretty heavily wrapped wrist he has. He's banged up. He's limited. Mac Hollins went from full to limited today, wearing a red non-contact jersey with his shoulder injury. And Curtis Samuel, who did play last week, still limited with the pectoral. The Bills are very banged up at wide receiver, but only one player on the team not practicing, and that is Keon Coleman. Christian Benford did practice in full with his wrist injury, so that's good news. The Bills also made a move today. They released defensive tackle Zion Logue. That means they only have 52 players in the roster, so read into that what you want to read. For the Colts, Michael Pittman Jr. did not practice for a second straight day. He's the only player on their roster that didn't practice, so both teams could be without a pretty significant weapon for their quarterbacks this weekend. All right, going to welcome in right now, good friend of mine. She's always so gracious enough to come on the radio with me, and now here on Sal's House Podcast from CBS 4 in Indy, it is my friend Alexa Ross. Alexa, sorry, I'm going to call you Alex. Alexa Ross, there you go, Alexa.
I've been there for 3 years and you don't know my name.
I know, right? Thank you. Sorry, thanks for joining me, man. I really appreciate it. This is awesome. Hey, where are you watching the game tonight? Tell me your set. I always ask people, what is your setup?
My setup right
for Thursday Night Football.
I am watching the game. My best friend Anthony, who's actually a Colts season ticket holder, is with me. If you see a corgi pop in and out, that's my good friend Millie. But we are just sitting in the living room on a nice sectional watching this game kick off. So I'm really looking forward to it. Thursdays are my nights off, so it's nice.
So who are you with? Your friend Millie? What does Millie do?
Millie's my best friend's corgi. Anthony is my best friend.
Okay, Anthony's your best friend. All right.
Yes. So he is watching. He so graciously is allowing me to do this in his home because I was dog sitting and I did not want to get their very clingy dogs. So I didn't want to have to.
And Millie is a corgi?
She's a corgi, yes.
Can you bring Millie on the air here? Can you bring Millie on the screen? I want to see Millie. Come here, Millie. What's going on? This is the first, by the way, first dog appearance at Sal's house, I believe, belongs to Millie the corgi, coming up here with Alexa Ross. Hi, Millie. How are you? Hi, Millie. Everybody say hi, Millie. Everybody say hi to Millie. I love it.
Thank you.
You see the shirt that Alexa's wearing, her Eagles. She's an Eagles fan. While she covers the Colts, watches Bengals Ravens tonight. You got Alexa Ross here from CBS 4 in Indianapolis. Well, what's funny is, so we're gonna have Carl Jones on later. I never even put two and two together, and it's amazing to me. You worked at News 8 in Rochester. Yeah. And then when you left to go to Indy, Carl basically replaced you. I had no idea before I got both of you on this show together, which I'm going to have Carl on with you for a few minutes at the bottom of the hour, and you guys can talk. But how cool is that in your journey? Tell us about it.
It's so cool just to see like how people move in this industry, especially in TV, because the world is so small and so interconnected. And I feel like Western New York is so tight-knit and close. And I've never actually talked to Carl, so I'm super excited to talk to him. Oh, we got Millie again. Say hello. But
Millie's enjoying being on the tube on the camera.
She heard she was the first dog, and she got super excited about it.
Exactly. Got to send her a treat for that, no doubt about it.
She's too funny.
How are you enjoying Indianapolis?
I love it here. I really do. I have great friends, like my aforementioned best friend Anthony, who I'm watching this game with. But I've been able to develop a really great support system. The people are so nice. Midwest nice is really a thing. Not that the people in Western New York were not. It's just that people in Indiana are so I felt so welcome so quickly. And it didn't feel like there was a crazy adjustment period either. I think it helps too that, when I was in Rochester for a lot of the time, COVID was going on. So, it's hard to get to meet people outside of work and do all that stuff when, you're inside. So, it's been really nice to just kind of explore this. It's the furthest west I've ever lived. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we'll keep going further west, but no, it's a really cool place, and it's a great sports town, just without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, and it's only gotten better with the rise of the fever as well.
It's also a great convention city to hang out in and party in and go to great restaurants. We're there for the Combine every year. I am very much looking forward to being there this weekend, seeing you as well, of course. But people ask me, where do I go? So I'm like, okay, so we always talk about St. Elmo's. Someone said I couldn't get a reservation. I said, Harry and Izzy's is really good, right? I mean, there are so many places to go in downtown Indianapolis. What a cool city it is to kind of just hang out for a weekend.
Yeah, and it's so walkable. I think that, when you can just walk everywhere, and I think that's why it's so attractive to have the Combine here, because everything is just sort of in the same area. But even if you go further north and downtown into some of like the cooler districts and areas and neighborhoods and stuff, you still get that feel. It's all still very walkable. And I've really just enjoyed exploring it and getting to know it. And it's a very manageable city. I'll say that.
Right now, we have second down for the Bengals on the opening drive of the game. They are driving. They actually moved the ball a little bit here. They're already in Ravens territory. Ravens wearing their purple uniforms and helmets with the different kind of logo. What do you think about these uniforms and this logo here, Alexa?
I think they're so clean. I think
you like it?
So clean. I really like it. I love the red eyes on the Raven on the helmet.
Uh-huh.
I think that is just like the coolest addition. I love just the all purple with the gold. I think that it really pops. I think that it's a really, I mean, obviously it's a great color scheme, but I think that I don't always love color on color when it comes to jersey and pants.
Mm-hmm.
This one I think works pretty well because it's purple's dark, so it's not super like in your face.
No doubt. Hey, if you have any comments, you have to go to either the YouTube page or the Facebook page at South Sports Either to give comments here in our public comment section. Anthony's there. Chris is there. UFC betting odds is here. Betting boss, although I know that is someone who watches. It's not just a spammer there. Lou is in the chat. Chris, thank you so much. Matt, Justin, Derek, we got a lot of people coming over in the chat. If you got a question for Alexa, you can throw that in there, but you have to do it either YouTube or Facebook. You can't do that via X, but you can watch on X. You can just be here doing that. The Bengals now are very close to scoring. They just got inside the Ravens 5-yard line. Do you have a rooting interest in this game? Do Colts fans have a rooting interest in this game?
Yeah, I think that with the AFC race, it helps them if the Ravens win this one, which I think they probably should because they're already towards the top. You don't want people in the middle starting to climb. And when you're in the middle and kind of in the hunt and looking at the standings, you don't want those teams that are slowly creeping to do well. So there are a lot of Bengals fans in Philadelphia. In Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Less than Philadelphia. But it is really going to be important for the Ravens to pull this one out for sure.
We got a question from BR549. How close were we in Indy to seeing Richardson play QB? Tell me about the quarterback situation and kind of all the juggling that's going on there and where the organization stands right now.
Yeah, it's a really interesting situation for a lot of reasons. I think that when you have a quarterback like Anthony Richardson, who played so few games in his time in college and then into the NFL, he gets hurt. Okay, that happens. It's a physical game. That's going to happen. And it sucks when you're a rookie and it takes you out. That being said, because of also how few games he has played in Buffalo, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm reading.
All right.
But I'm getting.
We're multitasking here. I got two games on. I'm talking to you. You got Millie going on. It's all great. It's no big deal.
I am so sorry. But, when you have this situation in Indianapolis where, you don't want to see this kid get hurt. But at Florida, he always talked about mental reps and how important those mental reps were. And I think that really helped him when he was hurt, and he had a guy like Gardner who he could learn from and play with and things like that. But then when you get a guy like Flacco in to back you up, entirely different look at your offense. You don't have a guy who is nearly as mobile. I mean, he's had some pretty great scrambles, and he had a 30-yard scramble in the first game he started, which was crazy to see him do that because he's 39 years old, not because it's bad to be old, but, you certainly don't expect that out of a pocket passer. But he, I think that you expect one dynamic to get a completely different one. And I think that the thing that really probably solidified it was the tap out for being tired. Yeah. And I think the thing is, even if you're tired, you need to lie to the media, lie to whoever, just just absolutely, you don't say you're tired. Everybody's tired,
Yeah.
Say you're nauseous, your headset stopped, your headset stopped working, whatever, just to be like, I need to get out and have that minute to breathe. That being said, I think that sitting him could be really detrimental to his development.
Yeah.
Especially, and his confidence, more so his confidence than anything. It's a game of reps, and the more reps you get, the better you are. And he has sheer athleticism that very few quarterbacks can really, equate to. Lamar is one of them, but Josh is one of them, guys like that. But when you bench him, it's going to be hit to the confidence. But the front office has been saying, this is a team. Like, Anthony's our future. Joe is our present. Joe's only on a 1-year deal. They want to make the playoffs. Chris Ballard, the general manager, his seat is hot now. Very, very hot because of this whole situation. So I think that if they don't make the playoffs, I think that we see a pretty major change in the front office. because this was a win now kind of move with Joe Flacco.
Chris Bunn says, Rochester here, Alexa, any Saquon feels for that play last weekend? She's got her Eagles jersey on. That was an amazing hurdle, wasn't it?
How freaking cool was that? It was easily, my dad is a season ticket holder, a 40-year Eagles season ticket holder. And he might actually be watching right now. So hello, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad, if you're watching. But he tweeted about how that was the coolest thing he's seen in 40 years in that stadium, period. Just watching that happen in real time. And I have watched it so many times. I think it is so crazy and cool. And I just don't have words for how athletic he is and what a gift he's been to be able to come back to Pennsylvania, where he's from, play for this team, especially a team where there's not a lot of things to root for with the Eagles because
hey, real quick. Sabres just scored, and the Bengals are knocking on the door, and on this play, all right, hold on, on this play, they'll high pass. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That's what we do in the watch party, though. We have to give updates as things are going on. My apologies. My apologies. Go ahead. Yeah, for sure.
On 3rd and goal.
But your dad, so your dad passed down the Eagles' love to you?
Oh yeah, that's why I'm in this industry. It's why I love this game. It is, it is my bread and butter thanks to him. I mean, I was going to the Link as a little kid and tailgating in those lots and seeing all the crazy stuff. And, I have my own crazy sports fan stories that don't involve throwing batteries at anybody, I promise. Things that are not bad to do. But, it's really nice to see that kind of light with Saquon, he's been player of the week 3 times. In the short time he's been in Philadelphia, he had that his entire time with the Giants. So it just goes to show what a mismanaged. Oh, Tage Thompson goal.
Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah, that's the third one that was just scored. It was Tage. He's having another nice season. Off to a great. Oh, another goal. 4th as we talk. How about that, Alexa? You're a good luck charm. Another one, burying it. Jordan Greenway.
Oh my gosh, Jordan. You know what? I saw Jordan Greenway play on the Olympic team in 2018 when I went to South Korea. So I'm all in on the Jordan Greenway hype train.
And we got to keep you on here. You're the good luck charm here for the Sabres. I mean, it's 4-0 at MSG. A great pass from Zucker to Jordan Greenway. Shesterkin giving up 4 goals here to the Buffalo Sabres. How about your Flyers? How far away are they right now?
Oh my gosh, they're perpetually 3 years away from being away. I can't even, until I'm boycotting watching that team until anything happens positively. And I think that would just have to be Comcast selling the team. Corporate owned. Oh, hi. No.
Yeah.
All right, 4th and goal. Let's see what they do. All right, they're coming off.
Good call. Thank you for letting us know because they were down close and now they're going to have to kick a field goal. It looks like. Are they going to go for it?
Well, it looked like he was running off and then looks like Joe ran back on.
I think you're right.
I think that, he's looking at his, All right, they're going for it.
All right, have you ever done play-by-play?
I've done sideline. I've done color. I've not done play-by-play.
Okay, well, you don't have to do play-by-play here, but you can update everybody on what's going on. Why don't you watch this play live on the watch party? Alexa Ross from CBS 4 and Indy is going to tell everybody what happens here on 4th and goal between the Bengals and Ravens.
All right. Look at him. All right. Lining up. Checking personnel. I don't know their roster, so I can't say what personnel they're in.
You got it.
That's okay. All right. Snap. Good. He's running, scrambling. He's going to get it. He's going to throw away. High.
But there's a flag in the end zone.
Flag in the end zone.
If this is against the defense, it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
Let's check it out. Let's see. I wonder.
While Alexa does that, we'll also remind you about our sponsors. Once again, brand new sponsor today and going forward. TSC Buffalo. Cannot wait to hook up with them going forward. We got lots of planned stuff, folks, with TSC Buffalo. It's going to be amazing. There you go. Holding penalty. TSCBuffalo.com is where you go. There's going to be I'm going to be giving stuff away here. Signed merchandise, signed items for the Bills. We're going to have shows going on. Tell you all about it. There's a big show coming up on November 30th. TSC Buffalo, November 30th. Check it out, tscbuffalo.com. Sports City Pizza Pub, 1407 Niagara Street. Great pizza, wings, beer, all the drinks, all the games, and, of course, Buffalogo. And buffalogo.com is where you go for your screen printing and embroidery. Now it's on 1st and goal, and it looks like the Bengals are in.
Chase Brown, touchdown.
Bengals are in. It's a touchdown for the Bengals. They lead 6-0. Sabres lead 5-0 now. They just scored again.
Well, I'm never going to be able. We have to do this every Sabres game.
You're not leaving us, Alexa. You're not leaving us. It's 5-0 Sabres. Could they chase Shesterkin here? They could chase Shesterkin. I mean, he's given up 5 goals. 6:09 left in the second period. Looks like Sam Lafferty.
In the second, dang. Oh my gosh.
It's only the second period. I know. Indianapolis, real quick. Let me wrap up on the Colts and move on a little bit here. What's the deal with, are they just not giving the ball to Jonathan Taylor? Everything I read is like, dude, why aren't you giving the ball to Jonathan Taylor? You had 13 carries last week.
Yeah, I think that's been one of the biggest sources of frustration for a lot of Colts fans. You know, you have a guy who had an MVP caliber season, and then he gets hurt, and then there's the holdout, and there's everything else. PAT is good, 7-0 Bengals.
Thank you.
And, you know, I think that when you have somebody who is that dynamic and a guy that you've paid that much money, you should be feeding him, especially with a guy like Joe Flacco under center now, because you have lost that element from your quarterback. That being said, with Michael Pittman Jr. out possibly this week as well, he didn't practice today and he didn't practice yesterday with this nagging back injury that he's had. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more Jonathan Taylor, but also Ryan Kelly is on IR, their center. So you have a rookie center playing right now in Tanner Bortolini, who is playing really, really well. He was drafted for the future, but has played really well in the wake of some stuff with Ryan early. So, you know, I'm interested to see how that changes the dynamic of blocking, if it does at all, through these next 4 games.
We are at close to 800 live viewers right now. By the time we get to the end of the show, we usually have several thousand. So no, don't be nervous. You're on camera, Alexa. I mean, don't be nervous, right? I mean,
it's not like I'm not used to it.
I know, exactly. That's the old joke I always say to people when I have a camera in front of me. Hey, I haven't done this before. We have, and we love having you on, and we appreciate that. Where can people find you, by the way, if they're in Indianapolis this weekend for the game? A lot of Bills fans are going.
Yeah, so if you guys are going to be here, if you want, before you go to the stadium, depending on what time you guys go, my station, Channel 4, CBS 4 in Indianapolis, has our Blue Zone pregame show. We'll take a look, listen to the Bills, listen to the Colts, kind of see what is going on, what's happening. Take the temperature pregame. That's at 11:30. So if you check that out before you go to the stadium, that would be very much appreciated. But also you can find me on X at Alexa Ross TV. I always forget that it's X now and not Twitter.
Me too. It's okay.
I don't think I'm ever going to get over that, but that's okay. But if you see me there, if you're there, please say hello. I love to say hi.
No doubt. And we will this weekend. All right, before we move on here, real quick. All right, everybody, if you're watching now, we're over 800 live viewers. I put the call out at the beginning of the show. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm 3 subscribers away from 10,000.
I was one of those subscribers, by the way.
Thank you, Alexa. Thank you. You subscribed. Thank you. I had 6 when the show began. 3 more. Go to Sal Sports on YouTube. Hit subscribe. We're going to get to 10,000 tonight, which is amazing. I mean, literally like 6 months ago, we had like 1,000. Then I started doing this kind of stuff and putting it on YouTube. And now, especially, of course, thank you so much to Matt Bove. It's always game day in Buffalo. You know Matt very well, of course, from Channel 7 here in Buffalo. You also kind of sort of know the next guy we're going to bring in here because you left and then he came aboard and basically took your spot at News 8 in Rochester. Now he's here in Buffalo, WIVB-TV, Channel 4, working his butt off there. Buffalo Kickoff Live, Bills coverage, everything else that's going on. My man, Carl Jones, joins us right now on the Sal's House Thursday Night Football Watch Party. What's going on, Carl? Welcome in and say hi to Alexa.
Man, thank you for having me, Sal. And yeah, worlds are really small, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Obviously, I've known Alexa, known of Alexa, I guess you can say, for multiple years now. And this is the first time that I can honestly say that I've said a word to her. So hello, Alexa.
Hello, Carl. It's so nice to meet you. It's so cool. We were saying it. The world is so small. It's such a small industry and a small world, and Western New York is even smaller. So
tell me the timeline here, Alexa. When did you leave Rochester, go to Indy? And Carl, tell me when you were hired and how all that worked. Go ahead, Alexa.
Yeah, so I started in September of 2000 or August of 2019. Mm-hmm. That training camp was when I started. And then I left in August of 2021. And then I went to Indy, had a couple of weeks off, went home for a little bit, spent some time at home. Then I went to, okay, let's see if that's nope. Okay.
We're watching the game live here, Carl, as you can imagine, as you are too, I'm sure. So when something happens, Alexa's been great. Like I do these things and people kind of don't pay attention to the game. I love the fact, Alexa, you're actually paying attention to the game while we're doing this.
Listen, I have a lot riding on this one. Lamar's my fantasy quarterback. So also my team name, if you ever get Lamar in your future leagues, I'll let you guys take this one. Mr. Jackson, if you're nasty. Feel free to use it if you want it. I've had a lot of good responses to that one. But but I started in Indianapolis then in August of 2021. And I've been here ever since.
And then, Carl, when did you join News 8?
I joined about a month after she departed. Yep. So I would say sometime in, I don't know, September, maybe mid. It's kind of like a blur at this point. Mm-hmm. And then I left Rochester this past summer, like I want to say May, June. Everything is such a blur to me. I'm not going to lie, because post-pandemic, everything just blends, as you guys can all relate at home. So that's the timeline that I'm going to roll with.
And then within the last year or so, you came to Buffalo a little before football season. Now you're on Channel 4 here in Buffalo, WIVB-TV. Carl, did you ever play Temple when you were at Syracuse?
No, we did not get the chance to play Temple. I would have loved to play Temple, especially like with all the Northeastern stuff going on. And I know now up here in Buffalo, you hear about Lindsey Moppert and Temple this, Temple that, and now we got another Temple alum in the chat.
I was first. Listen, she followed me. She followed my path. I love Lindsey. I'm so proud of her. We
have Dion here. We had Tyler Medikevich here. He's a Temple guy, right? So Carl played football at Syracuse. Carl, what is your who's your NBA team? Your favorite NBA team?
I'm Cleveland. I'm Cleveland everything, baby. So Cavs is my team. That's right. Shout out to Bron. I don't think I got no Bron memorabilia behind me, but
I say that
Guardians
because
I saw your words.
There you go. I know you're a big Cleveland guy. I say that because Alexa is a huge Philly sports nut. She's a big Sixers fan. What is going on with your Sixers there, Alexa? They're 1-6.
So I actually saw their one win of the season. It was an overtime win over the Pacers, and it was the Pacers' home opener. So I was there for that, and obviously, selfishly, I'm glad they got that win. But it's more fun to cover your team when they win, as you all know.
Yeah.
That being said, Joel Embiid's being sat certainly doesn't help. Then into his suspension after shoving a columnist for the Philadelphia Inquirer. That certainly doesn't help you when your MVP's not playing. Tyrese Maxey is now going to miss 2 weeks with a right hamstring sprain, I believe it is. I saw it on SportsCenter earlier today. I don't remember what it was, but I saw Tyrese Maxey's out for 2 weeks. Doesn't help when your point guard's out. Paul George didn't start playing this season. He played pretty well in his debut.
Another goal. 6-0 Sabres. Second period over the Rangers. Who got this one? JJ Peterka. By the way, JJ Peterka is my son Max's favorite player because my wife, Max's mom, is from Germany, and JJ's from Germany.
Oh, I love that.
So he last year went to a game and made a sign and put a bunch of German candy on the sign. And it said, "I'll trade you German candy for a puck." JJ saw it, went to the glass, told him which one he wanted, and traded him for a puck.
That's so cool.
Very cool. So JJ just scored again. This is what we do. We're not trying to be rude to interrupt you, Alexa. I appreciate that because Tyrese Maxey, of course, is out. They're 1-6. You talked about Embiid, and then your team, Carl, the Cavs. They're a wagon right now.
Listen, I'm not telling anybody no gambling advice or nothing like that. That's not my job. You feel me? But however, my team rolling right now, and if you just want to like save some coins to the side in next June when my team raising a Larry O.
Ooh, baby.
Right. No, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. But
regardless, I was going to say, the Celtics are that gold standard. And I hate to admit it. The
Celtics are so good. They have a 7'3" player who is like he's a part-time basketball player, but when he plays, he's amazing. And the fact that they're doing as well as they are without him is absurd. But yeah, I'm excited for my Cavs, and I'm just gonna ride this undefeated train for as long as it lasts.
I just want to update everybody. JJ's goal was waved off. There was a coach's challenge, so still 5-0. And now the Bengals have taken the ball over again. They lead 7-0. 7:44 left. Alexa, I'm going to let you go. Hang out with Millie. Thank you to your friend for having you over and able to join us. Thank you to Millie for joining us as the first dog live on the Sal's House watch party. I can't wait to see you this weekend. It's always a great time to catch up. I'm just so proud of all your success. And I tell you this all the time. I mean, I know you're great on TV, but I think if you ever wanted to make a good radio career or make a radio career, you are outstanding on the radio. I've heard you many times.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Sal. You guys have a good time. We got a flag on the play. We'll see what's happening. We'll see what's happening here with the flag on the play. Alexa, have a great night. I'm going to talk to Carl a little bit about Syracuse football here for a little while. Okay. All right. Have a good one. You got it. My man, Carl Jones, joining here right now on the Thursday Night Football Sal's House watch party. Let's talk about this first about the Bills and the Colts here. The Bills have some pretty interesting, injuries at wide receiver, obviously. But I would tell you, after being out there today, Carl, I would think you could look very optimistically at Keon. If he doesn't play, at least no brace on his arm, no wrap on his arm. I mean, that's obviously great news for the Bills if he avoided anything significant.
For sure, because Monday when Sean McDermott spoke to the media and said that they didn't have, answers at that specific time, you got a little nervous. Like, all right, the X-ray may be clean, but what would a MRI reveal? And then in the coming days, you've kind of realized that he doesn't have a brace. There's no wrap or anything of the sort. So it doesn't seem like it's anything long term. It'll be probably something they'll have to manage in the foreseeable future. But I know the Bills were ecstatic that they kind of avoided any disaster with him.
No doubt about it. The Colts, in the meantime, what do you think about the way they've handled the Anthony Richardson situation?
It's so unique. And on one hand, I do get that he only had 10 starts, and you want your young guys, especially a guy that you spend so much draft capital on, to succeed, right? And I know Buffalo fans kind of have a unique perspective because they also saw the growth of a young, raw prospect 7 years ago in Josh Allen. Having said that, I do think that some of the tea leaves that's kind of come out over the past 2 weeks or so, with not necessarily the position itself, but just everything that comes with being a quarterback. I think that's some of the stuff that he's maybe not up to speed with at the moment. I know we all saw the subbing himself out the game thing. That wasn't a good look at all. And I'm sure he knows that now if he didn't before. But from what we've heard, there may be some other stuff as well. But it's not a good look. I know you see all the statistics when a team benches their first round pick. How often do they come back into the lineup? It's a rough spot to be in. I know he wasn't playing well. I'm just happy I'm not the guy getting paid to make the decision, because also you do owe it to the other 52 players in that locker room to put the best product out there.
So the Bills take on the Indianapolis Colts Sunday at 1 p.m. in Indianapolis. I would imagine the roof's going to be closed for that one. It's going to be probably some rain, but have you been there? Have you been to that dome yet? You've been in that building?
I haven't been to Indy. No, I haven't.
It's a really cool facility. Obviously, the dome. It's a nice dome. There's some domes, like I think Houston is just gigantic, and SoFi is just too much. I think Atlanta's a little bit too big. I love Detroit. It's very intimate. I think Indy is very similar as well. So if you're going to the game, Indianapolis, it's a great city to visit, and also it's a really cool dome. All right, the Bengals here driving on the Ravens. What do you think about these Ravens purple uniforms, Carl Jones?
I'm not going to lie. The color rush thing is my vibe for I'm liking teams, stepping outside the box a little bit and doing it. I saw the up close of the helmets pregame, and it's a cool look. I know they got the matte look going on, right? It's not like the shiny, the Ravens.
Right. Yeah, they have that, and then they have the red-eyed Raven.
Yeah, it's different. I ain't going to knock a team for trying something different. It's when the teams go a little too outside the box, like what the Giants did. I don't know if that was either this year or last year, but they need to retire those and don't bring those back again.
All right, let's talk a little bit about our Syracuse Orange. Great season for Fran Brown. Carl played defensive back at Syracuse. What exact years were you there?
2016 through 2019.
Boston College this weekend. How cool is it, though, to see a little bit of a resurgence of the program for guys like you who were there and enjoyed some nice wins, but obviously the program, has struggled and hasn't been to the level and the standard which a lot of us have wanted it to be.
Man, us alumni are so proud. I mean, so proud. And I didn't play under Fran Brown. I wasn't recruited by him either, but just to see a leader, right, who is trying to put this program back to the heights that it has historically been at, whether that's the early 2000s, the late 80s, as well as the proud Jim Brown days and stuff of that nature. So I'm so proud to see it. And the way that they're doing it is cool, it's swag, it's funny, it's college ball. And that's everything that's supposed to be at that level. I'm so proud. Like, I wish I could put that helmet back on one more time, but these hamstrings and my hands and my legs not really going to allow that. I'm not going to lie.
All right. Well, would you wear this helmet though? Is this the what uniform is it? Do you like this uniform? This metallic look?
Nah, I ain't like it at all. It was our military appreciation thing. As you can see on the decals,
cool.
on the S. But I wasn't a big fan of the gray, because you got to think about it from my perspective. DBs, we trying to be cute and sexy and swag and stuff. It's hard for me to swag out gray, orange, blue. That's a lot going on. So I wasn't really a big fan of those unis, and I don't think we wore them after that again, to be quite frank with you.
All right. Well, I got another one for you here. All right. Well, this is your Twitter header. What is going on here? You look great here, buddy.
That is actually my final game at the formerly known Carrier Dome.
Yes.
Where Dino Babers had a tradition where every single senior will walk around the edge of the field, and all the fans will come to the edge and shake everyone's hand. So I got that picture, and Until someone tells me otherwise, that bad boy is going to be my Twitter header.
Do you, I know for a little while there. Oh, by the way, the Sabres did just score again, Carl. And this time, I do not think they're going to take it away. We'll see. It now should be actually 6-0 Buffalo. How about that? Wow.
Sheesh.
Oh, my gosh.
They talking about they going to put the
wait. Unless they're showing replays. Okay, I'm confused. They're showing replays of the first period. Woo! I thought it was another goal. It was one of the goals of the period. There's been so many. It's 5-0 Sabres. What do you think about covering the NHL here in Buffalo?
Honestly, I like it. As a kid growing up in Cleveland, for those at home, we don't have an NHL team. I know we have the Lake Erie Monsters, but hockey wasn't my thing. It truly wasn't. Ohio newsflash is football heaven.
Yeah.
And then I got to Rochester, as you guys may have heard before. My first job was covering them, and I got to cover the Amerks a little bit. As Joe Burrow gets pass falls incomplete. Kyle Hamilton's so good, but regardless, I think it's cool to expand my horizons a little bit. Be involved in circles that I quite frankly didn't know existed when I was 15, 16 years old. And it's a pro team at the highest level with a fan base that is hungry. And I think that's, as you know much better than I do, that what makes the job so fun is that when the fans and the people in the stands care.
Syracuse plays Boston College. That's kind of become a little bit of a rivalry. Was it a nice rivalry for you when you were there?
Oh, Lordy. I don't know if it was Pitt level.
Right.
But
Syracuse Pitt is kind of more so, right?
Yeah, but BC was right behind it. And you got to think, both two Northeastern schools, you recruit the same type of kids because both schools are private schools, right? Mm-hmm. You recruit the same type of kids, and it's a physical, hard-nosed fight. I know every single Boston College game, you're like, hey, bucket them chin straps. They hitting, they coming. I know my freshman year, we played Matt Milano, and
yes,
I wasn't on offense, so I didn't have a chance to go up against Matt, but I heard him. And what I mean by that, close your eyes. If you've ever been to a Bills game, if 58's out there, you can hear it. And that's what it was as a freshman. And that's when I was like, oh, Lordy, welcome to college football, right? I think it was my last regular season game that year. But huge rivalry, very physical. A.J. Dillon got the best of me a couple times back in those days. I think Zay Flowers was a freshman my senior year. So, yeah, BC, those games were always fun to get up for sure.
The guy who took over from Matt Milano is McDuffie, who played here. He's from Buffalo, Bennett High School. His dad's a head coach at Bennett, and I can't think of his name. It's not OJ, and he has a brother playing too. But he wound up going to BC and actually kind of being the replacement for Milano at linebacker. What is the hardest you've ever been hit in a football game? Do you remember? Or you've ever hit somebody? Any hardest collision you've ever had? Because you're on the defensive side. How about
that? My dad, who's watching this right now, he gonna laugh at this one. A.J. Dillon, not even close. I remember it like it's yesterday. Imagine. And the people I'm going to bring up are actually relevant to the Bills game.
Okay.
This upcoming Sunday. So Zaire Franklin, the leading tackler for the Indianapolis Colts this week,
and in the NFL, leading tackler, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. 96 tackles this year, leading all of pro football. Was my Mike linebacker, and I was back at safety. I'm a sophomore, little dude, no more than 185 pounds, and for whatever reason, Zaire hit the other one gap. Our other linebacker, Paris Bennett, hit the other gap. And I'm back there as free safety right behind the ref. And for some reason, ref didn't move. Zaire and Paris went other ways. A.J. Dillon is about 6 foot 250. I'm not kidding, y'all. Look it up. And he came downhill. I'm flat-footed. I swear I saw my light flash before me. All I know is that I closed my eyes 1 second, opened them back up, and I saw the roof of the Carrier Dome. He fell like 5 yards after, so clearly he felt some of that.
Yeah, that's all right.
But that hurt. I got subbed out right after, and truthfully, I needed to get subbed out because I don't know where I was for a couple minutes.
Did you play against Leonard Fournette?
No, thankfully, I was a senior when they played them. No, I did not play Fournette.
I mean, that would have been another guy that I would never want to tackle that guy.
No, not at all. Speaking of guys I didn't want to tackle, this dude we watching tonight.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man. So my second career game at Q's. Never forget, scouting report, coach goes, hey, Louisville has this quarterback. He's athletic. He did some things last year, nothing crazy. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm 18. I'm feeling tough. Like, whatever. Like, you think you're that guy at 18.
Yeah.
ESPN game Friday night. I'm telling everybody from back home, come watch us, man. Our starting corner goes down with a torn ACL like the first or second drive. So here we go. I'm throwing into the Wolves. that Louisville quarterback ended up being Lamar Jackson. And I never felt like everyone who plays football, you got to be a little different to be out there, right? You got to have a certain type of confidence, swagger. I lost all of that Friday night when I played against Lamar. He was by far the best athlete, player I have ever been on the field with, and that was a very humbling experience for sure.
When you started talking, I thought you were going to say Derrick Henry. I know you wouldn't have played against him, but can you imagine tackling this guy?
No, I couldn't, because the same things I said about AJ Dillon.
Yeah,
Derrick Henry is bigger and faster.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would have got up after that hit. I mean, imagine going to chemistry class, and then after that, you got to tackle that in high school. Like, imagine that.
I love it. All right, we only got a couple minutes left before the end of the quarter. Very nice catch here being made by, it looks like, Mark Andrews, as the Ravens are starting to drive. Sabres are in the middle of they're in between periods, second and third. Sabres are up 5-0 on the Rangers, everybody. Be a really nice win if they could go to MSG and beat the Rangers. 7-0 Bengals. All right. I know you're a big college football fan. You are an Ohio State fan. Yes, you played at Syracuse. You love your orange, but everybody is from somewhere. You grew up in Cleveland. You love the Cleveland sports teams. You grew up an Ohio State fan. So let's take a look at the college football playoff. The first bracket has been revealed. And you know what? Alexa was here, and she's covering Indiana. The Hoosiers are playing great ball right now. They're the number 9 seed as of right now, obviously. But what do you think about this bracket? Take a look at Ohio State's side. And objectively, because I know you're gonna love your team here. What do you think about how all this shakes out?
I think it shakes out best in Ohio State's favor, to be quite frank with you.
Okay.
For one, you're gonna get the Group of 5 team. Well, the Group of 5 team this year in Boise State. And not saying that they're a slouch by any means. They probably have the Heisman front runner in Ashton Genty, the running back. But out of all the teams available, I think you would rather play the Broncos. And then if you win that game, you play probably the worst Power 4 team, conference champ, in BYU. So it sets up great for Ohio State. But I must say, and to defend Alexa's team that she's covering for a second here, IU is severely underranked. They're 9-0. They've beaten every single team by double digits. They're behind Penn State, who just, I don't want to say got embarrassed, but gave up a huge loss to Ohio State at home last week. Yep. That one, that kind of befuddled me a little bit. But if you're an Ohio State fan, you're loving the way those first rankings came out.
Yeah, for sure. They're kind of like the Chiefs this year, Ohio State, which is they're just finding ways to win, right? That's what it seems like to me from afar. I'm not dialed in like you are with them, but every time I look up, it seems like they're playing close games but winning. Is that a good thing or is that a concerning thing?
A little bit of both. I don't think they'll get run off the field by any team. They're just too talented. I know the thing this offseason was Ohio State has a $20 million roster, right? Like, that's how much money they spent to bring their guys in, which is absurd, but that's a whole different debate for another day. So I don't know if they have the trench play to ever just blow any of these good teams out, like some of those Ohio State teams that we all grew up on, that were just known to be smash mouth, hit you in the mouth. They don't have those teams, and then they don't have C.J. Stroud either, or Justin Fields, or Dwayne Haskins. I think their quarterback, Will Howard, is a good college quarterback, but he's not like an NFL superstar by any means. I will ask you this, though, Sal, to flip the tables a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you follow college ball? And if so, who's the team that you're rooting for?
Well, I mean, I follow Syracuse, obviously, on a weekly basis. I'm a very, very big college basketball fan.
Okay.
I watch college football. I love college football. I don't dial in like I do college basketball, if that makes sense. Like, I watch it more from a 30,000-foot view, if you will. Like, I'm interested in the playoff. I'm interested in what's going on. I'm not really partial to anyone in college football. I root for coaches. I root for players. I like certain coaches in college football, like Lance Leipold was here. So I follow Kansas, right? Because now he's at Kansas. I like that. In college basketball, same thing, right? It'll be the old Big East teams, ACC teams. Because I'll give you an example. All right. Like if, Notre Dame's playing Florida State this weekend, right? Like I normally would not really care for Notre Dame that much, but I lived in Florida and I know how obnoxious some Florida fans can be and Florida State fans can be. So they can just bury Florida State for me and I would be totally happy. I wouldn't care about that. Does that make sense to you?
It makes total sense to me for sure.
No doubt. All right. I wanted to show you something here while you're on, because ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Let's see if we have this here. Okay, here it is. While you've been on here with me, we did it, Carl. This is my YouTube channel.
Let's go.
While you were on here, we did it. Look at that, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate that. So by you coming on here and people coming in and me talking about the show and asking people to subscribe, we wouldn't do it without people coming in and watching and hearing me say that. Exactly 10,000 subscribers right now at the Sal Sports YouTube channel. We did it, everybody. So thank you, Carl, for being a big part of that. You right here on the show tonight. Thank you, man.
Thank you. I'm glad to be a part of history, my man. I'll never forget this.
You got it. You got it. And one last thing. Are you going to play on my flag football team coming up in a couple of months? Because I think we're getting the indoor team together.
Listen, if you got my cell phone.
I got it.
You got anything that you need to reach me, man. I'll come out of retirement as long as y'all not asking me to put that back on, because that's a whole different CJ.
Me neither. Hey, listen, the funniest story is I started playing flag football again several years ago, and I'm 51 now, but I still love playing. And I was in my late 40s. I was playing, and the game was late at night, and I come back home, and my wife was already sleeping, and all of a sudden she tells the story how she hears banging, bam, bam. She's like, "What is that noise?" And she gets up. I was crawling up the stairs because I was so sore in my legs. I had not played and done any running like that in like 2 years.
Oh man, you got me nervous, but I'm ready. I'm ready.
You're in shape now. I'm all good. You'll be good. You're in shape. You're not that far removed, my man. So I can't wait to play with you. Carl, thank you. WIVB-TV. Tell everybody where they can follow you and what you're doing, man.
Yeah, man. You guys can follow me on Twitter X, similar to what Alexa said. It's still kind of awkward for me as well. Follow me you can see it at the bottom of my screen right there, Jones11_. Bills beat reporter, Buffalo Sports beat reporter as well. Also, it's kind of the content that I produce is more from a defensive back perspective in terms of just like analysis. I can't tell you where Josh Allen was going, where he was going with the ball, but I can tell you where Christian Benford was supposed to be and how he was maybe seeing it on maybe a specific third down or anything of that sort. So if you're looking for that type of content, that's what I try to provide. I'm not going to act like I'm all knowing and all seeing and all that, but I do my best.
You got it, man. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for coming aboard tonight. Carl, I'm going to let you go. You have a great night. I'll talk to you this weekend. Buffalo Kickoff Live. You'll be on, and then I'll be a part of the show coming up next weekend because the Bills play later against the Kansas City Chiefs and the day that they play the 49ers. But either way, man, I'll see you down in the media room. Thanks a lot for doing this, buddy.
Thank you, everybody, and go Qs.
Go Orange, baby. All right, much love. Carl Jones right there, WIVB-TV, Channel 4. All right, my man Colin, always helping me out on the show. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. We got the Sabres playing great today.
What is happening here? They're 5-0.
I know. They chased Shesterkin in the second period. It's unbelievable.
Jonathan Quick, I think, came in, right?
Yes.
Incredible. What's going on in this football game? What do we got? 7-0. But I think, are the Ravens driving here? It looks like it.
Yes, the Bengals had a 4th and 3, I believe, around midfield. Burrow went deep. It fell incomplete. So Ravens took over around midfield. They're driving down now.
That's the second 4th down that they went for. The first one actually resulted in a penalty in the end zone, and they wound up scoring one play later. And then on this one, they did not convert. All right, we are now in the second quarter. As always, Colin, thank you very much for all your help, buddy.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Sal.
All right, you got it. So that is Colin Ritchie. He's my producer. I want to thank him. I want to thank Carl Jones, or CJ Jones sometimes he goes by. I want to thank Alexa Ross. Great show tonight. 1,400 live viewers. Amazing. 10,000 YouTube subscribers. Absolutely incredible. All right, one more time. TSE Buffalo, TSEbuffalo.com. We are doing big things with TSE Buffalo. I cannot wait to be a part of TSE Buffalo. We already are a part of each other. They're sponsoring Sal's House, and we're going to have shows coming up. I'm going to tell you where we're going to be, when we're going to be there. Keep November 30th open. November 30th, a big signing, a big show. Go to TSEbuffalo.com. We're going to be doing a Sal's House that day. Signed items. We'll be giving away stuff here on Sal's House as well going forward. Thank you very much to Sports City Pizza Pub. As always, 1407 Niagara Street. Great pizza, great wings, great food. On top of pizza and wings, they have lots of other great food. All the games. Doesn't matter what sport you want to watch. Great environment. All the drinks for you as well. And Buffalo Logo, buffalogo.com. Screen printing, embroidery. They just hooked up with Khalil Shakir for a great new line that they're promoting. Check them out at buffalogo.com. They got some great November Western New York Heroes veterans gear as well. So check out Buffalogo, buffalogo.com. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy the third period of the Sabres game and the football game. Ravens just scored a touchdown, about to kick the extra point to tie it up.